position that was unfair to her because we were voting for or against her rather than for or against the process of doing this. And it made me very angry. Yesterday, I was told that our poor chairman of the board was intimidated by the newspapers, saying that he had to come up with a name that we had not agreed on yet, or else he'd be in violation of the open meeting process. The open meeting process says we cannot vote in executive session, and that's what we've had. The vote was to happen here. But since he was bullied, and I never thought of our poor Scott Stewart as being bullied, but since he was, and the newspaper got to print a name, I felt we were violating and putting the situation right back where it was in February. And I was so mad I could spit nails. I don't approve of bullying on any level. I don't want to have it be back the same as it was last month. Dr. Miles deserves better than that. I love her dearly, and that is not what I'm railing about now. I felt that when, by the newspaper insisting on that name and publishing it, that it was taking away my right to vote, my right to have open discussion here about other people, other names, and I felt that I was here for one purpose, and that was to serve in a governance capacity, and the newspaper decided to do that in my stead. I was offended, and whoever is here reporting back to that newspaper, shame.
I'm here from the newspaper.
Okay.
What I do is legal, and you're really out of order.
Okay, I've been out of order before, but it's my discussion time. It's my discussion time. So,
It's nonsense.
I told you this is how I felt. I still feel that, rightly or wrongly, I was outraged and offended by this. I understand appearance is everything in some cases, and because of that, I've tried to have our differences done in executive session, and I've never wanted to come in here and tell you how many times we had to leg wrestle or arm wrestle over a situation. We tried to come out here and be civil about it. It appears that maybe I need to do more arm wrestling and leg wrestling in public, but that's just not normally my way of doing things. I believe that the best way that we can immediately keep Pima College on the roll that it needs to be on, and dealing with the crises that we've been dealing with because of outside resources, i.e. the legislature's cut back on our funds, that we need to find an interim chancellor that can hit the ball rolling. Unfortunately, we didn't plan on the chancellor's ill health hitting him when it did. And the provost had already said this was untenable for her to continue to be a provost and a campus director, and had given us notice that she would no longer be willing to serve as provost. She needed us to find a replacement there and let her just be the campus president. So that's why we have both positions out. That's why the provost was being sought before we really got things rolling on the chancellor's. I think there's a lot of things to be considered. Like you said, that you don't see what's going on in the back doors, but I want to tell you that it's not sweetheart deals. It's a lot of hard soul searching for what is best for Pima Community College and our community. And I do appreciate comments that I get through emails, through letters, through telephone calls, and I do take those into consideration when I'm addressing my colleagues on the board and we are in discussion.